Hey guys, welcome back. I have another fun video today, an unboxing. I'm super excited about this. And before I keep going, if you see legs right here behind me, it's our school mascot. She's a mannequin and her name's Emma. And I'm not gonna completely introduce her, but I didn't feel like taking her and moving her, so just ignore her legs. Or strange, I guess. But she's part of the family. She keeps us company while we're doing school. Anyway, I have an unboxing today of a brand new curriculum to me. I have never done this before, and I was really excited once I get it to be able to show you guys because there's very few videos that I could find on YouTube for this curriculum. So let's check it out. I'm super excited. It's history. If you're looking for a history curriculum, I really hope this is gonna be great. I'm really excited. It's called Biblioplan. And you may have heard of it before. I have heard of it years before. But I am a visual person. Let's see if I can figure out how to open this. I am very visual, and it really helps me to be able to see a video or see it in person. And there's no, I can't get this box open. There's no, I'm just gonna have to tear it, I guess. I don't know how, okay. It's too hard for me to be able to pick something that I've never held in my hands and I've never seen. I've never even, I mean, at least if I can see a video, that helps. Okay, this is really hard to open. So anyway, I finally got to the paper. But I have heard so many good things about it, and I joined one of the Facebook groups, which I would highly recommend if you are considering really any new curriculum. From what I've seen, there's Facebook groups for everything, and you can ask questions, and people that have done it before show you how to do it, and it's been super helpful for me, especially for this. And by the way, I ordered this May 21st, and today is, I think, the 26th, so it was really fast. I was really surprised to see it on the front doorstep. Because of all that's going on, I figured it would be delayed and it could be a couple weeks. It was really fast. So I'm so excited about this. So I've got, let me get rid of all this paper. Handful of different things. So for Biblioplan, sorry about all the noise. For Biblioplan, there are so many different choices, and that is what was really overwhelming to me. If you go on their website, you can pick what year you want to do. Like, I picked medieval. You could do ancients, modern times. They have 4 different years that you can pick, and from what I understand, you can do whatever year. You don't have to start at year 1. But there's so many different things you can do with it. It's a plus if you like to create your own thing, or you like to kind of just control what you're teaching and pick different books and different things. You don't have to do this one thing, but it's also a little overwhelming at, if you don't have help with it. So I got some friends to kind of help me guide through it, and I, from the Facebook group, I asked some questions, and reading other posts was able to figure out, okay, well, everybody seems to like this, or they seem to like this, and trial and error, I guess, but I figured I'd take some other people's opinions. So anyway, I will show you what I got. The first thing I got is called the Family Guide. So I'm doing year 2 because my daughter, we used Heart of Dakota last year, and she did a lot of the ancients, and I didn't want to repeat that. Now, I will tell you what drew me to this the most, and what I'm so excited about was I wanted to do a history curriculum this year that involved all my kids. I've got 4 kids, all 2 years apart, and I just didn't want to do separate. I didn't want to do 4 separate histories. It was a lot last year. I only did 3 last year because my little guy isn't doing it yet, but just 3 separate histories and 3 separate like read alouds and all these different things. I didn't feel like I could be as involved as I wanted to be because I was spread so thin. This, I'm teaching everybody the same thing. So my 6-year-old, well, no, everybody's had a birthday. My 7-year-old, my 9-year-old, and my 11-year-old are all going to be together for history. we will all read together, and then they'll have different assignments, and that's what I love about it. Or different read alouds, or not read alouds, different living books that they would read on their own. Because I'll do a read aloud with everybody together, but they'll each have their own book that has to do with what we're reading, but more geared towards their reading level and their age. And anyway, it looks really exciting. I hope that makes sense. So the first thing I got was the family guide. So none of this is necessary. You get to pick what you want, like I said. But this is what I wanted to be able to do. The cool thing about the family guide, I will maybe do, if you're interested, you can let me know in the comments, but I can do a close-up of it another time. Right now I'm just gonna kind of tell you a little bit about it. But the nice thing about the family guide, let me get to the beginning, like one of the lessons. It's got scheduled book lists for the entire year, broken down by grade. So they've got this all broken down, a scheduled book list for grades K through 8, K through 8 plus for the entire year, because you can use this to high school too. There's other books that you can add in for high school. It's a little more at their level, but I don't have anybody in high school yet. But you'll find, like for Unit 1, you're doing Early Christianity and the Rise of Islam, and it gives you all these books. Some are audiobooks, which is kind of cool that they can do that. It's got a little headphone there. But it's got all these books that they can do, that they can read on their own, and then you go to, so if you're just doing Unit 1, then you go to readers 3 through 5 and some grades 5 through 8, the same unit, but it's got all these different books that'll tell you what you can get from the library or that you can order, and then you go to readers grades 5 through 8 and some 8 plus, and this is all the same unit. So I'll just pick a couple of the books that I want each of my girls to read during that unit, and they're all reading something on their own grade level, and I just love that. I think that's really cool how it's all, so this is just a guide. You don't have to do, you're not supposed to do everything in this book because it can be really overwhelming. So then you go through and it's got each week broken up, and it tells you what you do for each week based on what book you bought, based on what other add-ins that you bought. That's the family guide. Hopefully I did a good job kind of explaining that, but I haven't used it yet, so I'm just telling you what I think it is. The next thing I bought was the maps. We will have a little bit of geography linked in with our language arts, but I wanted to do some history maps. So these looked, this is called Hands-On Maps Advanced for Year 2. And it's all for a 34-week study. So they've got just all these maps, and then again, I think it's broken down. Sometimes it'll tell you if it's something that an older child is supposed to do. Like, I think that's what these challenge things are. It'll say challenge on it. But otherwise, it just tells you, like, label the continent of Africa and color it green. And then label the continent of Europe and color it red. So not super complicated to start off. I think I'm just gonna have my older two do it. But here's just kind of a picture of what these look like. But just nice little maps. I thought it was a good way to tie this in. So that is the Hands-On Maps. Remember the Days is the main textbook. So you can add other textbooks. You don't have to use this, but from everything that I understood, this is supposed to be really, really good. So I'm excited about this. I'm not normally a textbook person, but I think what we'll do is read it in here and then add in the living books, because that's the way I like to do history. But this gives you everything you need to do. It's got all kinds of colors and pictures, and I'll have to look more into it to know what's for who. But I know they said it was color coded, so like I'm not sure who that's for. I don't know because I haven't looked at this yet. But like, so there's certain things in here that certain age groups are supposed to make sure they memorize. So like maybe blue means, I don't know what it means, but blue means something and yellow means something, and So anyway, it's all color coded. So that's supposed to help your kid know what they really should. So see, like, I'm sure this is for some age and then this is for some age. So you're supposed to make sure if your child fits in this category that they really understood this and got this. So it looks really good. It's got lots of cool pictures throughout, so it's not just a dry textbook. I think it looks really good. And it's a nice hardcover book. Looks cool. Let's see what else I got. Oh, I did get 2 of the maps because both of my girls are gonna do it. Both of my older 2 girls. Okay, so the last thing that I got was this discussion guide. So year 2 Biblioplan discussion guide. There's kind of 2 different options that are similar, where this would be the way your family would discuss what you learned, and then there's another option called Cool History for Middles, I believe, which is more of a quiz where the children write down answers to what they learned. So I guess it just depends, from my understanding, it depends on whether you want to do it orally or if you want to do it written. And I've never really done quizzes and tests in history yet, for my kids are still pretty young. So we haven't done that yet, so I just didn't really want to do that. So my thought was get the discussion guide, something that at the end of the week, we all come together, we discuss what we learned, I ask questions, whether this is a way that you can still have them do it like a quiz. They have each week, so like here is the discussion guide for week 9. Anyway, so they've got all these points that were covered in the lesson. Now it is a lot. It's what, like 4, I think they're each about 4 pages long of for the discussion guide. So you're not going to go over all that. So what my plan is, and I think some of it depends on the age of your children too. Probably you do more questions or some of the more challenging questions if you have older children, high schoolers, junior high. My plan is to just go through maybe before sometime during the week and maybe highlight a handful of questions that I want to go over and make sure that they really understand. The cool thing is, for me, I've never really enjoyed history. I always thought it was boring. I always had that teacher that was, I don't know, I just remember my teacher standing at the front of the room with the lights off and slides going, and he had this monotone voice, and it was so boring. I don't want that for them. So I'm hoping this will help, where we're doing everything together. We're doing more of a discussion. There's living books involved. I think this will help with, you're not just reading out of a textbook and then you're given a test and then you answer the questions and that's that. This is more of a family discussion. So even if, you know, one kid maybe doesn't remember the answer to that, the other kid can help out, or I can give clues, things like that to help. And it's got everything mom needs in here, which I loved. I love that because honestly I'm kind of learning a lot of this history along with them, because I didn't pay attention when I was growing up, and I didn't grasp much of it at all. So the nice thing is, as we're learning, this is like kind of an answer guide to mom. So it tells you what to ask, and but it's got all the stuff in here so you can help them find the right answers. They can look in their book to find it or whatever. So I was torn between getting this and the Cool History for Middles, because that one did sound like it might be good. If this ends up being something we don't like, I may order that and just do that. So we'll give it a shot. You know, what's it gonna hurt? So that's what I got. So you can look on their webpage and see what they have to offer. So I hope this was helpful. You don't have to get everything. I've heard some people just get this. Some people just buy Remember the Days and they just teach out of that. So you don't have to get all these extras, but you can. And there's even more extras that I didn't get. There's timeline figures and that have really pretty color timeline pieces. I was tempted on that, but I decided not to get that. And coloring book for younger ones, and I don't even remember. There's a bunch of stuff. So check out their webpage. But if you have any questions about anything specific, or if you want to see a close-up of any of these things, I could do a close-up video where I flip the camera around and show you inside. So just let me know. But that's Biblioplan, and I will do an update at some point and let you guys know how it went for us, but I hope it's going to be a good year. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time.